God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "Listen to me until the end, my beloved child, because nothing you are going through is the result of chance. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. Every tear, every silence, every moment when you felt unseen, I was there, shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you for something greater than you could imagine. Do you feel that you are ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all we need is one small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and blessings that God has already reserved for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you wish to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, both spiritual and material, click on the link pinned in the first comment. There, you will find a simple, lovingly guided practice that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. I know there are days when uncertainty tries to extinguish your faith, but I want you to know, even when everything seems to fall apart, I am still upholding your steps. Within you still burns a flame, sometimes small, almost extinguished, but alive, and it is the sign of my presence that never abandons you. When the world tried to silence your voice, I preserved it. When they tried to extinguish your light, I breathed over your ashes and rekindled your spirit. You are not lost, my child. You are in process. I am turning your pain into purpose, your falls into growth, and your tears into seeds of a new season. Trust me when you don't understand, for it is in the invisible that I work the most. The shadows that surround you didn't come to destroy you, but to highlight the light I placed within you. What today seems like confusion will tomorrow become testimony. Move forward with courage, because what I have prepared for you is infinitely greater than what you left behind. Comment, even when I don't understand, I trust God's plans. Everything you are going through has a purpose. Every tear of yours has fallen on sacred ground, and from them will spring a harvest of faith and victory. No suffering is in vain when it is lived under my gaze, because even in pain I plant promises that will bloom at the appointed time. I want you to understand that even the simplest act done with faith moves the invisible. When you place me at the center, even through a silent prayer, heaven bends down to hear you. Your obedience is like an altar built in the desert, and upon it descends the fire of my presence. Do not underestimate the power of your small acts of surrender, for within them I hide the greatest miracles. Nothing you do out of love for me is wasted, no sacrifice of yours is ignored, no act of kindness is forgotten. I am transforming your small acts of faith into portals of miracles, opening paths where there were once only walls, and preparing a turnaround that will surprise even your own heart. When you think you are alone, I am merely hiding you beneath my wings while I prepare something the world cannot yet see. Therefore, do not grow weary of sowing in faith, because every prayer, every gesture, and every silent step you take will become a testimony of a God who sees in secret and rewards openly. Comment, I trust in God, who sees and cares for my heart. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Psalm 121 verses 1 and 2. Do not seek help where it cannot be found, nor security in human arms, for your strength does not come from the earth but from the throne of grace. I am your sustenance when everything seems to collapse, the breath that renews your spirit when you think you can no longer go on. When you recognize this, your soul rises above circumstances, and your faith begins to see what your eyes cannot yet perceive. I know there are days when you doubt, when the weight of life steals your breath and pain seems to shout louder than hope. But my child, it was precisely in those moments that I decided to reveal to you who I am, your provider, your refuge, and your fortress. When the bread runs out, I will be your table. When your strength fails, I will be your rock. Trust me. While you think heaven is silent, I am moving everything in your favor. While you wait, I am acting. Nothing stands still in my kingdom, and every prayer of yours is a seed planted in the fertile soil of eternity. Do not fear, for even though the wind blows fiercely, I remain the same God who calms storms and opens impossible seas. Comment, I trust in God, for He has great plans for me. There is a battle being fought around you, and many do not understand its intensity. While you sleep, spiritual forces try to hinder the fulfillment of my plans in your life, but I, the Lord of hosts, have been fighting for you. No enemy touches you without my knowledge. No word spoken against you prospers while you are under my protection. When you feel a weight without reason, when people distance themselves or turn against you without cause, remember, it is a sign that something great is about to happen. The enemy fears what I am about to do with you. That is why he tries to confuse you, exhaust you, and make you give up. But do not be afraid, you are not alone. Every night you cry without understanding is, in truth, a dawn of preparation. I am strengthening your hands for victory and clothing you with the armor of light. What seems like loss is merely part of the heavenly strategy to lead you to the center of my will. And the more they rise against you, the more I reveal the value of the anointing you carry. Do not let opposition scare you. It is the proof that you are advancing on the right path. Stand firm, for soon you will see that all the resistance turned into the force that propelled you toward your greatest conquest. Comment, I walk with my head held high, I am worthy of love. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. Though 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, it will not come near you. Psalm 91 verse 7. This promise is not merely a comfort, it is a decree. It was I who surrounded you with invisible walls, and each one of them is upheld by the power of my word. Even when you cannot see it, there are angels stationed around you, guarding your every step and preventing harm from reaching you. Many speak against you, but their words dissolve before they touch your soul, for I have covered your life with my mantle of protection. No curse prevails where my name is exalted, and no opposing force can stand against one who trusts in me. My child, the attack you see is only proof of the greatness of what I am about to reveal. When darkness grows deeper, it means the dawn is near, and before the sun rises, I will already have changed your story. Do not fear the storms, for they only clear the path for what is coming. Every insult, every injustice, every tear, I am transforming it all into honor before your enemies. For when I decree protection, evil cannot touch you, fear dissolves, and victory becomes inevitable. Rest, for what surrounds you is not chaos, but the movement of heaven preparing your exaltation. I know there are people who try to wound your heart with disguised words, who look at you with falsehood and secretly wish for your fall. But before any of their plans take form, I have already intervened. No poison prospers against the one who is under my guard, and no trap remains hidden from my light. Many will try to confuse you with empty compliments, others will pretend friendship while plotting behind your back, but I will expose it all in due time. Nothing escapes my eyes, and I am revealing hidden intentions to protect you from greater harm. Stay silent, for your peace will be your loudest answer. When silence is led by faith, it speaks louder than 1,000 explanations. I am showing you who walks beside you out of love and who approaches you out of interest. Do not fear the truth, it liberates and strengthens. There are people I must remove so that new doors can open. Do not mourn what leaves, for every separation is divine protection. Soon you will see that each distance was a deliverance, and each revelation was love, because the one who guards you never sleeps. Comment, I believe in God, every challenge is a blessing. The Lord is faithful, and he will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 3. In times of uncertainty, when you feel the weight of loneliness, remember, I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. I am with you even when the wind blows fiercely and the ground seems to tremble beneath your feet. Your human strength may fade, but my grace is renewed every morning. It is I who lift you when you fall, who wipe your tears and turn your mourning into song. Even when all seems lost, I am weaving divine purpose through every moment. If you could see how much heaven is working in your favor right now, you would fall to your knees in worship. Nothing escapes my control, and no detail is forgotten. I am using even delays to align your victory with perfect timing. When fear grips you, remember the times I saved you without your knowing. When despair tries to drown you, remember that I have never failed a promise. I will strengthen you, and evil will not touch you. Though everything seems contrary, my faithfulness is the seal of my covenant with you. Stand firm, for your faith is attracting the impossible, and the impossible is where my glory shines brightest. Many judged you, doubted your path, and thought time had forgotten you. But what they called delay, I called preparation. Do not rush what is still ripening, for some promises only bloom in their appointed season. I am clearing the soil of your soul, removing the roots of bitterness, healing old wounds, and replacing them with faith and peace. Every season of waiting has been a rehearsal for the extraordinary. What seemed like lack was simply space being made for the abundance I am about to pour out. Do not look back with regret, look forward with confidence. Nothing was wasted, everything was transformed. Each pain you endured with grace planted in you a seed of spiritual authority. And when I lift you up, it will not be for your glory alone, but so your light may guide others still walking through darkness. You will be a beacon of hope, a living testimony that those who trust in the Lord are never forgotten. So do not fear the silence, it is the stage where I prepare your greatest blessings. What comes next will be magnificent, not because you deserve it, but because I promised it, and I always fulfill what I declare. Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken but endures forever. Psalm 125 verse 1. Trust me, my child, even when you do not understand. Your future is not in human hands, it rests in mine. While many try to decide your destiny, I have already written it in eternity's ink. There are decisions being made in heaven right now, and all of them are leading to the fulfillment of my promise in you. Do not fear what you hear, and do not be troubled by what you see. The conspiracy formed against you will turn against those who began it, and you will witness with your own eyes how what was meant to harm you becomes the tool of your elevation. I am a God of justice, and nothing done in darkness will remain hidden. I am reversing wicked intentions, and every false word spoken against you will serve as a step toward your victory. Remain steadfast and unshaken, for the winds that blow against you will only strengthen your roots. Time will prove that your trust was your greatest shield and your faith, the key that opened doors no man could close. My child, do not answer hatred with hatred, nor lower yourself to those who try to wound you. Rise like the eagle that does not fight the crows, it simply flies higher until the air itself drives them away. Your strength is not in vengeance but in the peace I have given you. Many will think they have defeated you, but they will see that I uphold you with the invisible power of my love. When the dust settles, your victory will speak for itself, and all will know that you were guarded, protected, and chosen by me. Do not let anger take root in your heart. Time will reveal what silence does not need to explain. I myself will be your defense, and your integrity will be your banner. What now feels like humiliation will soon become testimony. Those who saw you fall will witness your restoration, and they will understand that my power is perfected in weakness. Stay firm, heart full of light, eyes fixed on heaven, for what is coming will not be a mere change, it will be your divine vindication, the fulfillment of every promise I, the Lord your God, wrote for you from the beginning. And when it all comes to pass, you will see that every tear was the prelude to your greatest glory. My beloved child, you have not reached this point by accident. Every step, every sigh, every silent cry has been seen by my eyes. The storms that raged around you did not appear to destroy you, but to awaken the strength I placed within you. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? Psalm 27 verse 1. When fear whispers that you are surrounded, lift your head and look higher. Beyond what the eyes can see, the hills blaze with the fire of my armies. The same way Elisha's servant once saw the chariots of fire surrounding him, you too are encircled by legions of angels that move at my command. You have never been alone for even a single heartbeat. The very moment the enemy plotted, I released a word from my throne, protect my child. And at that decree, heaven aligned itself to shield you from every weapon formed in secret. There are invisible arrows that target your mind, thoughts that wound, fears that drain your strength, sudden waves of sadness that seem to come from nowhere. These are not mere emotions, but the echoes of a spiritual conflict that seeks to silence your faith. Yet every time you open your mouth to declare victory, the darkness trembles. Say it with conviction, I am more than a conqueror through Christ who strengthens me. When your lips proclaim faith instead of fear, the heavens shift in your favor and hell retreats in defeat. Your words are not empty, they are seeds of divine power. Gratitude is the blade that cuts the net woven to entrap you. Each time you thank me in advance, I break chains that you did not even know existed. Your worship has more force than 1,000 prayers of complaint. The sound of your gratitude causes walls to fall and hidden plans to dissolve into nothing. I want you to understand something deeper now. The reason the attacks have intensified is because you carry treasure within. The enemy does not fight the empty. A thief never breaks into a house that holds nothing of value. The fire of resistance you face is a sign of the weight of glory resting upon you. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellence of the power may be of God and not of us. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 7. You are that vessel, fragile at times, but filled with my eternal purpose. I know the exhaustion that seeps into your soul when it feels like you are surrounded. I see the invisible weariness that presses against your chest. Yet know this, beloved, I am not training you for survival but for dominion. The opposition you face is not your end, it is your elevation. Every unjust word, every betrayal, every false accusation is being transformed into the foundation of the throne I am building for your destiny. Do not envy the peace of those who conspire against you, for their peace is borrowed and will vanish like mist before the dawn. They believe they have hidden their schemes, but I, the Lord, expose all things. While they weave their nets in the dark, I set your steps in the light. Their traps will not catch you. Instead, they will become testimonies of my faithfulness. Just as Joseph was sold, forgotten, and betrayed, yet each injustice moved him closer to the throne I had promised, so it shall be with you. What others intended for evil, I have already rewritten for good. The pit they dug for your fall will become the place where you will rise in power. The whispers spoken behind closed doors will soon serve as proof that no curse can cling to the one whom I have blessed. Keep walking, keep believing, keep shining, because your steadfast faith is shaking the foundations of darkness. Do not be afraid, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name, you are mine. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 1. These words are not ancient history, they are alive in you now. The very breath of those words sustains your existence. I have assigned mighty warriors to your side. Michael, my archangel, stands like a blazing tower before your enemies. His sword, forged in eternal fire, moves swifter than lightning. He does not waver, he does not grow weary, and he has never known defeat. While mortals speak your name in secret, the heavens speak it in protection. You are covered by an authority older than time itself. No scheme can bypass my command. Even in moments of silence, when you wonder if I am listening, I am moving heaven and earth to deliver you. Every delay is a setup for greater glory. Every closed door hides a divine appointment that is about to unfold. So lift your eyes now, child of promise. What appears as chaos is actually alignment. The noise of the enemy only confirms that the gates of breakthrough are near. You are entering a season where the things meant to harm you will proclaim your favor. Those who expected to see you fall will witness your rising. The heaviness you felt is not a sign of defeat but of transition, the shedding of what can no longer accompany your elevation. Stand firm in faith. Do not fight with anger or bitterness, fight with peace, with praise, with truth. Let your stillness be your strategy, for I am fighting for you. Soon you will look back and realize that nothing was lost. Instead, you gained strength, wisdom, and spiritual authority. The conspiracy against you will become the testimony through which many will believe. And when they ask how you overcame, you will say, because my God stood with me, and his angels went before me. You did not come this far by chance, but because heaven chose you and surrounded you with protection. There are battles fought in silence, far from human eyes, yet nothing escapes my sight. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Psalm 91 verse 11. Many do not understand how guarded you truly are, how every one of your steps is watched by celestial armies. While the enemy plots in the shadows, Michael, my faithful general, rises as a wall of fire around you. When the prince of darkness tries to raise obstacles, Michael tears them down. When words are hurled against you, Michael's flaming sword cuts through them before they can harm you. Nothing formed against you will prosper, for you belong to the Most High, and whoever touches you touches the apple of my eye. Listen well, my child, there are promises already in motion toward your life. Blessings released in the spiritual realm are being carried to you, even if you cannot see them yet. The enemy tries to delay them, to raise walls of confusion, to spread discouragement, but Michael is already in battle, opening paths, cutting invisible chains, tearing down barriers that seek to block what I have decreed over you. Remember Daniel? He prayed, fasted, and waited, unaware that the Prince of Darkness was fighting to stop his answer. But Michael was sent and prevailed. The same happens for you. There are answers that have already left my throne, miracles already on their way, and though the enemy may try to delay them, he cannot stop them. When it seems like nothing is happening, it is because Michael is fighting in silence. While you wait in faith, I am moving the forces of heaven on your behalf. There are people, my child, who have allowed themselves to be guided by forces they do not understand. They speak of you, they conspire, not knowing that they have become instruments of something greater, moved by envy, by jealousy, by fear of the light you carry. But as they rise against you, they do not face flesh and blood, they face Michael, they face my heavenly hosts. And against Michael, no plan can stand. Greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. 1 John chapter 4 verse 4. The enemy believes your defenses are weak, that your walls are low, but he ignores that behind you stands an invisible army, a divine power ready to repel every attack. How many times have you been spared without noticing? The accident that never happened, the word that could have wounded you and was silenced before it was spoken, the danger that suddenly dissolved, none of it was coincidence. It was Michael, heaven's warrior, intervening in silence. Hold on to this truth, my child. When Michael rises, he does not act only to defend you but to honor you. He not only stops evil but transforms dark intentions into testimonies of victory. What seemed like shame becomes a reason for honor. What seemed like defeat becomes a promotion. So it was with Joseph, betrayed, sold, humiliated, yet every injustice brought him closer to the throne I had prepared. Michael guided his steps, allowing evil to reveal itself but never granting it the final word. And so it is with you. Those who conspire behind your back are digging their own downfall, for I am just. What is sown against you will return multiplied upon those who sowed it, and what you have sown with faith, tears, and prayer will blossom into a harvest of peace, honor, and joy. Therefore, do not fear the noise of conspiracy, for your harvest is already on its way, and no one can stop it. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. So I tell you now, even if two people unite against you, even if they speak and plan in secret, none of their words will prevail. When fear knocks at your door, remember, Michael is there. When loneliness tries to silence your heart, remember, Michael keeps watch. When doubt tries to extinguish your faith, remember, Michael raises his flaming sword and cuts through the darkness. You are not alone, you never have been, and you never will be. There is a heavenly chorus that sings of your victory even before it manifests on earth. In your most silent moments, when uncertainty seems to reign, that is when I am closest, when my spirit draws near to sustain you. Just like a mighty oak that stands firm through the storm, so will you remain unshaken. Think of this, 2 storms may roar, thunder may shake the heavens, but the one rooted in me will not fall. His roots lie in eternity, and whoever is grounded in me will never be uprooted. Michael is the mighty wind that disperses the clouds, the iron support that strengthens the trunk. The enemy only invests his energy against what has value, and that is why he attacks you, because there is a treasure within you, a sacred gift that has yet to fully bloom. But Michael stands guard to ensure that treasure is not stolen, that no promise is intercepted. They may try to close doors, but Michael holds the keys that open new paths. And I, the Lord your God, tell you this, what was plotted against you will become the stage for my glory. You will see with your own eyes the fall of every evil intention and the birth of a new season of honor. Stand firm, trust, and rest, for Michael fights, and I have already won for you. With love, God. Hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.